The cartoon picture of Westchester, that we're this suburban county and everybody is extremely wealthy, is a misrepresentation. We are a diverse county. We have people that come from different cultural backgrounds, come from different parts of the world, as well as those who've lived here all their lives. But that diversity is a strength for us. And so I think that when we look at any challenge that comes before us, are we, as a group of people, to use the word I used in my State of the County message, are we fierce? Do we have a mindset that will not let us knuckle under to an obstacle, will overcome the obstacle? And I would say we do. And then, of course, as we went through the pandemic, the circumstances out in the field changed. We're here at 12 noon on Tuesday afternoon to provide an update on the status of the coronavirus issue here in Westchester County. We are in uncharted territory.
In Westchester County, the nation's first containment zone is officially in place.
Beginning on Thursday, this 1 mile radius of New Rochelle will be under a newly enforced ban.
The state opened a drive-through test center in New Rochelle. George Latimer is the county's top elected official.
When you have someone in a mandatory quarantine for 14 days, I mean, what if they don't have 14 days worth of groceries? What if they don't have their prescription drugs?
That's our job. Our job is to figure out how to get them the food that they need. If there are medicines or anything else under the sun, any of the necessities of life, we have to figure out how to deliver that.
Westchester County Executive George Latimer joins me now.
How to talk about some of the containment efforts throughout New York State. We bring in Westchester County Executive George Latimer. Real quick, are you getting pressure you feel like from the hysteria?
I think what we're trying to do is communicate intelligently with every tool we have and to try to talk to people one-on-one to calm them down.
I know that you asked for volunteers to come forward to help healthcare workers, help support the healthcare system in your county.
We've gotten over 120 responses, 90 plus nurses, 20 or so doctors. This is a county of people who are very, well connected, but they're also very smart. They understand what we're facing. We have an issue that we have to resolve. We have to be pragmatic about it. If being in your home for 14 days, that's what we have to do. I think the first thing that you have to appreciate is there is no roadmap for this. And you hear us say it almost like a cliche, but it's true. If to give you an example, my first week in office, we had a snowstorm. And so I called Andy Spano, one of my predecessors as county executive, and I was able to talk to him and say, Andy, what bases did you draw, what judgment when you decided whether or not to close the county operations because of the snowstorm? So there was a roadmap, and it was somebody you could talk to. There is no roadmap for this. The most comparable pandemic happened roughly 100 years ago. It was a very different America, a very different Westchester County.
Honestly, this has been the largest, system that we've ever dealt with the volume of stuff we're ordering and putting through this facility.
That is a fantastic example, though, of how much is going to nursing homes with COVID positive. I guess the most simple question is, you're in the hospitality business, you're a small business owner, restaurants. How are you holding up? We're located here today in the village of Portchester on South Regent Street on the site that is under construction for senior housing. I want to extend my congratulations to the graduating class for the year 2020. It is a commencement. It's the beginning of something new. It's going to be a new normal. It's not going to be the old normal. What are some of the things in running the town that is or will be different? It's a day for us to remember that we're not free until the stain of racism is gone from each of us as individuals, much less as the country at whole. We're here in Dobbs Ferry at this wonderful facility, HUDCO, which is a very innovative work environment. We thought of no person better to discuss the issue of prayer and faith at a time where we need both secular leadership and spiritual faith than Father Joseph McShane, who is the president of Fordham University.
I'm particularly proud of the compassionate leadership that you've shown to the people of the county.
Just like in a war, the veteran that's on the front lines takes the bullets. In this war, it's the people in the health department, the people in the EMS who are out there facing this disease head on and trying to help and save people. And we can say thank you in 100 ways. We can do a little sign and put it out there and take pictures of your kids or yourself in various ways that you're saying thank you, and post it on social media. And let me give you the Westchester County thank you. I appreciate everything you do. Our conversation this morning is with a person who happens to live in Westchester, but she has a very important job that affects this whole region. She is the president of Metro North Railroad.
COVID hit us hard and hit us quickly.
The program for Ribbons of Remembrance is very simple, to recognize those who've died amongst us. So you put your message on the purple ribbon, and then you can take the purple ribbon and hang it behind us. My good friend, the Senate leader of the New York State Senate, Andrea Stewart-Cousins.
On behalf of all of us in Westchester County, I think your leadership is outstanding. You know, I miss you in the Senate, but I think you're certainly, as I said, much more needed in the role you're playing. So thank you.
From the Townhouse Diner in White Plains, look at you rubbing it in our face here in New York City. But we're happy for you. How are things going over there?
Well, thank you. We hope this comes. We hope this comes soon to you as well. A cup of coffee in a diner in the morning is heaven, Rosanna.
How do we, as a county public health department, help make sure that businesses and schools and other institutions are sanitized? We have to deal. Governor opens up gyms and health clubs. We have to be able to go in as a regulatory entity and determine that health club is safe, is properly sanitized. What's the protocol? We're developing those things as we go along.
I'm wearing a mask because I think it's important.
The mask stops the spread of the COVID.
Because you can keep safe. There's a virus, so you have to keep safe.
They like it because they have their own mask and their colors. They know the importance of it.
We're required to wear these masks. I don't like wearing them. It's hot and it's sticky.
It's not comfortable, but it has to be done.
I don't want anything to happen to me or my family, because if I get sick, I can't get my family sick.
There's something more important than my personal comfort. If I'm not wearing this mask, and if I have been exposed to COVID, so would you. So would your family. So would the people that you love. And I can't do that to you.
And it's not a big deal. I don't know why people make such a big deal out of it.
It is so critical to wear your mask. I was patient 1 in White Plains. Identified, tested, really sick.
Me and my friends all wear masks when we go out. Like, it gives me a sense of security.
It's easy. I have a bunch of them in the car, in my bag. It's not something too hard to remember.
If you want to go visit your grandparents or someone, they're more susceptible to it. It could happen to anyone, so wear your mask.
We've had good success in Westchester County over the last few months.
We see how New York has come down in statistics because people are abiding by the rules of wearing masks and respecting one another's rights and health.
And if we can do something as simple as washing our hands, making sure that we're socially distanced, and wearing a mask, you know what? That's what we have to do. And this way, you'll be safe, and I'll be safe, and we'll get through this. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizer if soap and water are not available. Over 60 years ago, my mom, Loretta Latimer, told me that I should wash my hands all the time. And like any self-respecting 6-year-old, I ignored what my mother said. So the washing of our hands and a thorough washing of our hands is more important now than ever before. You want to wash your hands in hot water. All I'm doing is telling you what my mother told me all those years ago. Whatever song will, in your mind, help you get through about 20 seconds of washing your hands will be enough time to do the trick. I have friends of mine who will sing any number of different silly songs. None of us are doing an aria.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
You have to be thorough. You have to wash the back of your hands. You have to wash in between your fingers so that you get a thorough wash over all of it. And to do it frequently.
You're gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here.
Happy birthday to you.
Moo moo here, moo moo there, and everywhere there was a moo moo moo.
If he don't love you anymore.
We can extend the arm bash, saluting people, wishing them a wave, live long and prosper, I guess, from Star Trek. Any of those greetings are perfectly fine.
Baby, how you feeling? Feel good.
Common sense, applied by all of us, will help us fight this virus and win.
Up in here, up in here.
A lot has changed since the last time we were at school, and we all need to take extra steps to stay safe from COVID-19. When you go back to school, you'll have to wear a mask. It can stop germs from spreading to your classmates when you talk, sneeze, or cough. But your mask will only work if you wear it correctly. When you wear your mask, put the loops over your ears and keep your mouth and nose covered. Once your mask is on your face, you don't want to play with it. If you play with your mask, you could be letting germs into your body, and they can make you very sick.
What if I need a break from my mask?
Our masks can get hot and be annoying if we have to wear them all day. It's okay if you need a break. Ask your teacher if there's a spot where you can sit and take your mask off for a few minutes. Masks can also be fun. They come in all different colors. Coaster's favorite color is blue. But most importantly, your mask will keep you and your friends safe at school. Germs are everywhere. They live on our hands and get stuck to things that we touch, like doorknobs, or our pencils, or our computer mouse. Most won't hurt you, but germs like COVID-19 can make you very sick. Germs can enter our bodies if we touch our eyes, nose, or mouth. That's why it's important to wash our hands a lot. Soap will kill the germs on your hands. Make sure you scrub in between your fingers and under your claws.
How long should I wash my hands?
You should wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. Time yourself by singing the Happy Birthday song or any of your favorite songs. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
What if I'm not near a sink?
If you can't wash your hands with soap and water, use hand sanitizer. Your school will have hand sanitizer and your parents can get you some to keep in your backpack. When you go back to school, you'll be busier than a bee. But remember, there will always be time to wash your hands. Going back to school is going to be very exciting. We're going to see friends that we haven't seen for a very long time. We're also going to have to follow some new rules so we can stay safe from COVID-19, a germ that can make us and our classmates very sick. Everyone will have to check their temperature before they come to school. When we get to school, we will have to social distance, just in case someone is sick and we don't know.
What does social distancing mean?
Social distancing means that we have to keep at least 6 feet apart from each other. Our teachers have been working to get us ready for our time in class, and we can social distance when we go back to school. Depending on where you go to school, your class may be smaller, and you will probably sit at a desk, not a table. When you see your friends for the first time, you might want to give them a hug or a high five, but try not to. Germs can spread easier when we are closer together. If you can't social distance, make sure you wear your mask and wash your hands to stop germs from entering your body. As issues are presented to you, you have to figure them out as you go along. A decision is made to shut down the schools because kids could be exposed to the virus. We want them to stay home. Well, if their parents aren't staying home, who watches the kids? So you have to then say, practically speaking, we have to create some system or add to the existing system of childcare so we can handle that. Here at the Nourish Show YMCA, we're announcing $1.27 million in CARES Act funding, which is awarded to remote learning centers throughout Westchester County, of which this is one of. This is a recognition of the needs that kids have to have a safe place to be and to learn when they can't be in the school building. And we recognize that school districts across Westchester, and of course across New York State, are dealing with remote learning, whether it's remote learning by itself or part of a hybrid situation where you're in the building sometimes and you're outside of the building. But as you can imagine, it creates a very different learning environment for those of us who went to school and think back all those years ago when we were in elementary school, how difficult it was even in class, and then how difficult it was if you're a parent remembering your children. That is what we're facing now, and parents are facing now because of the pandemic. This program helps kids safely continue their education, and it also helps parents be able to work and to do their jobs, and that's important to the local economy and to maintaining the basic services. Because if the parents have to be with their children during the course of the day, then they can't work. And that has the impacts on both the family and the society. One of the most important elements for us is to be flexible, to be open to discuss and listen through ideas. It's not a fixed ideology or a fixed set of actions that we take. My colleagues, my friends, the state of our county is fierce, fierce. The risk takers, the makers, the doers are always the one that carries us to prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, we walk together down this road. We won't always agree, but that's not a requirement, because I know that each of you, as do I, care deeply about the people that we serve, and we can do that best together. Together on this journey, we pick ourselves up, we dust ourselves off, and we move forward. Together, united. Thank you very much. I love it when a plan comes together, and not just because it's a successful event and activity, but because of the people, the young kids that are going to be helped, the families that are going to be helped. This is a great day for Ossining. I'm glad I could be a little part of it. I do again want to introduce Warren Lucas, who's the town supervisor of North Salem.
The leadership that this administration has shown in fighting this pandemic in Westchester County is really phenomenal.
The leader of the city of Peekskill is their dynamic young mayor, Andre Brady.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say first, thank you to the County Executive, George Latimer, for such great leadership. Your administration has been a great help as we get through this process.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our County Executive, George Latimer. George has been at the forefront of this fight against COVID-19 and positioning himself in the county as allies with our public schools.
There is nothing more important to a resident of this county than the lives of their children.
What I have found with the women in George's direct office, plus the women commissioners, deputy commissioners, is we bring our experience. We leave any preconceived notions or egos at the door.
If we can do something as simple as washing our hands, making sure that we socially distance, and wearing a mask, and you know what? That's what we have to do.
Wear a mask!
And this way, you'll be safe, and I'll be safe. Tonight, our topic is economic development. For the next hour, we're going to be together here on Facebook, and we're going to have a chance to talk about the issue of housing. Tonight, our conversations are going to focus on issues that affect senior citizens. Across the globe, if you're Asian, if you're from Africa, if you're from South America, what makes America great is that we embrace all of those stories. We are happy to be Italian Americans, and we're happy to be part of a country that welcomes all of those ethnicities together, because that's what makes us better, smarter. 40% of Westchester residents think they don't matter. Don't be one of them. Fill out the census. Completing your census form helps Westchester residents get counted.
Youth employment is really critical for young people that are particularly of low income status.
And as you get ready to put your gear up, you hear someone watching the television saying, something's happening over at the World Trade Center. And you know that's where you're going to go. We've agreed to a lease on a building that will be newly constructed to serve the people of Westchester for family court purposes. It was the right strategy to regionalize court presence in different parts of the county. We got through to the finish line again. So I think it's been a real test for how pragmatic we can be. And as I've often said, almost to the point of cliche, I think back on the way my parents described their experience during the Great Depression and during World War II. When they were telling me these stories, I was 13, 14, 15 years old. I really didn't want to hear these stories of the past. I wanted to be with my friends. But now that I look back on the sacrifices they made and the necessity to hustle and to come up with answers that weren't clearly presented to you, that they went through in the 1930s and the 1940s, I realize now this is our generation's test. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to answer the test that we've been given unexpectedly, but we have to show that we can handle it.